Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Really quickly today, I just wanted to get this video done with and wanted to get this message across. And the topic of the video today is, guys, treat your life like a video game character, right? As men, we have this urge to compete and level up, right? This is why you'd see most people who are playing video games are guys, even though anybody could go ahead and buy a video game, right? Anybody can go ahead and get a console and get a few games, but you'll see mostly guys doing that. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that there are not women out there. There's a huge population of women do that too, but most gamers are guys, and there's a reason for that, guys. I think it's because we have this natural urge of competition and wanting to level up, right? And I think the video game industry is robbing that from us. We are using all that energy to wanting to level up or that want or anguish of competition in a simulated environment while we are struggling in the real world as men. Right? We're not improving in the real world. We're not leveling up in the real world. We're not acquiring new skills in the real world, but we're too busy doing it for our character in our game. We're too busy going from a 79 rated player in FIFA to an 82 rated player or an 87 rated player. We're not doing that in real life, guys. And the part of the reason for that is I think it's easier in video games, right? You just sit in one place and you use your fingers and you spend time and you level up. But that is how it works in the real life too. It's just slightly more harder. You've got to do a few more actions. But if you're putting the time in and you're putting the work in the real world, it'll probably take you slightly longer than you would in a video game, but you will level up. And guys, what better character to level up than yourself, right? You leveling up in God of War, for example, you starting off from the first game and you see him acquiring new skill, killing more gods, going from a mere mortal to a God of War, and then becoming stoic and having a new journey as a father. You going through that phase is doing nothing for your character. You might enjoy it. I enjoyed it for a long time. But it's time we move on from it and we actually start using that energy for ourselves, and we start putting that work and that time into ourselves. But the concept remains the same, guys. We're leveling up in the game. We're leveling up our character in the game. We need to be leveling up in the real world. And we have that in us. We have that willpower in us. We have that want in us. But we're just choosing to use that want in video games. This is exactly why I've stopped playing video games now. I hardly ever play games. Right? Okay, yeah, if I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends and we're playing FIFA and we put a match up and sure, I'll play. But even that, guys, it takes a little it takes the edge of competition away from me. Right? Because I read it in a book, I think it was Deep Work, that a man has limited amount of willpower in him. I'll talk about this concept a little bit more in a future video maybe, but I'll talk about it briefly right now. We have a limited amount of willpower. So we want to put ourselves in positions where that willpower isn't tested so we can use that willpower for things that actually matter. You get what I'm trying to say? I think that concept applies to competition, the urge of competition, or any urge for that matter, right? If we're talking about the urge of competition, we want to put ourselves in situations where unnecessary competition is avoided. Now, playing FIFA and me competing against a friend of mine in a video game is unnecessary competition. I don't gain anything from being better than him at FIFA. I don't gain anything from it. Maybe a few laughs here and there, but that's it. Right? There's nothing progressing my life by doing that. But I've spent the urge of competition, a huge amount of urge, because when you're playing, you're extremely focused, you're extremely driven, you're doing anything possible to beat him, you're angry, you're furious. You put all of that energy into the game and you don't have that energy left over to use in the real world. So guys, stop playing those video games and adopt the concept from them. And start leveling up your own character. Start being a better man. Start leveling up and acquiring skills. Start reading more books. Start going to the gym. Start, martial arts if you can. Start putting time in your education. And you will see yourself level up, Go ahead, look at ideas on how to dress better, talk better, improve your vocabulary, Learn new skills, like learn new hobbies, get new hobbies, play more sports. I am decent. I'd say a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10 at 15 different things. Right? And that I feel is immensely beneficial for me, because there are so many things that I can just do, I can just step into and feel confident about them. A lot of guys, they won't be able to do that because they spent way too much time playing their video game, which no one frankly cares about. No woman is gonna look at you and be like, "Oh, he's a very good player in 2K." Nobody cares. But you go out on a date, let's say, and you guys are going to play pool, and you're already proficient in pool, better than the average person. She's gonna be impressed by it. She's like, "Oh, wow, there's a new side to him I didn't know about." You're playing with your friend. You're playing chess with your friend, let's say. Right? He's gonna be impressed by it because chess is here. It's a mental game. It improves the way you think. It improves patterns. It improves memory. It improves your outlook on life. You do martial arts, you're not scared anymore. Your mindset is improved. Not only has it benefited your mindset, but it's a skill that you can sell to the world. You can promote yourself, through Instagram. You punch in the pads. That increases your social value. People look at you differently. You spent more time thinking about clothes and how to dress better. You instantly increase your value when you walk into a room because you're just dressed better than everybody else. You read more books, you're more knowledgeable about things. You start talking about topics, and suddenly things from 3 or 4 years things you read 3 or 4 years back come back and hit you in the head, and you can talk about that topic. You improve your body language. You have an edge on everybody around you. Everybody looks at you and they're like, "Okay, yeah, he knows how to talk. He knows how to sit. He knows how to stay calm in situations that we'd probably panic in. This is the guy we need to look up to." You improve your leadership skills in that way. Right? So all of these things you can improve and level up your character.